Morning, folks. What we're going to talk about today is picking the right RV, or at least talking about the different types of RVs and what's right for us and what might help you decide what's right for you. Mostly what our channel's about is about people that are retired in their 60s or 50s or 60s or 70s and living full-time in their RV and living on Social Security or your savings or whatever, but not about working or how to earn money. It's just living and traveling the country. And apparently there's a lot of folks that are interested in trying this lifestyle. So one of the first steps is your budget, your expenses. We do a monthly video on our expenses, and November video will be coming out here in about a week. But it looks like we're living on about $40,000 a year. In the summer a little more, and in the winter it's going to be a little bit less. At least this year, because we're traveling less in the winter. But back to the original subject of RVs. We've never owned a trailer or fifth wheel, so I'm not going to be able to give you much good advice. I'm out here walking with my pup, Tinker. She's kind of yanking me around every now and then if you see me jerking. She misses Pearl, my wife. Tinker doesn't like going too far without seeing both of us in her sight. She was afraid she's going to miss something. But anyway, we've never owned a fifth wheel or a travel trailer. But we'll talk about what little bit I know is the travel trailers. There's a fair amount of people, I think, living full-time in the travel trailers and traveling around the country. And if you're not traveling too far, if you're staying in the same 500-mile or so area, travel trailers probably is a pretty good solution. And there's no reason that can't work, especially if it's just one or two of you. Because generally, I think they don't get much more than in the mid-30s somewhere, below the 32 foot or something like that. So there's not room for a whole family. No, there's families that do it too. So, a lot of this stuff, I don't know. I've never had a travel trailer, so gonna have to take what I say with a grain of salt. I looked up kind of on the internet real quick, and there's some brand new ones around 20 foot for $10,000 or $12,000, and $30,000 gets you up there in the 30 foot range, or close to 30 foot. Fifth wheels, we see a huge amount of fifth wheels in the campground. We see a lot of travel trailers, but I think most of those are not full-timers. A lot of them are, but I think most of them are not. And then fifth wheels probably is what the majority of full-timers are traveling around in. You can get just as big a fifth wheel as you can Class A motorhome, and they kind of give you more room because they don't have the engine, the motor space blocked out and stuff. So that's probably your biggest bang for your buck. And you can get a mid-size fifth wheel in the mid-30, 34, 36, 38 foot. You can start getting those in the $30,000 to 40, and you're starting to get pretty nice rigs. You get up there in the 40s and 50s $1,000. So I would expect for a fifth wheel, if you had $30,000 to $50,000 to buy your rig, you could get a new one pretty good, or you could get a real nice used one, just a year or two old. We like the motorhome way to go, simply because we enjoy the traveling part. Pearl likes doing the driving. I don't mind the driving. I enjoy it a little bit, but I get tired of it real quick. And I kind of herd the motorhome down the road, where Pearl, my wife, she drives it. She enjoys driving it, and so it works good for us, for her to drive, and I navigate and work on the blog or whatever, fix snacks, whatever. The dog found something to smell of here. So it works good for us, a motorhome, so we enjoy the traveling. The last few months, 2 months, 3 months, we've been staying 2 or 3 weeks at a time, which for us is a pretty long stay. It's kind of new for us. So we're not doing as much traveling. We're more used to staying 2 to 7 days and then going to another spot. So it's a little bit different for us. And fifth wheel would probably work pretty good for us now. But I think motorhome is what we would still vote for in our position. We like having the space. We have a 43-foot Monaco Camelot. It's a 2007, so it's 10 years old now. And we've had it for coming up on 4 years. And it's the perfect motorhome for us. If anything, it might be too long because some of the parks, we stay mostly at Thousand Trails, and some Thousand Trails parks are older and they're designed for a little bit smaller motorhome. But we've been to maybe 20 Thousand Trails parks so far, and we haven't had any trouble at all finding a spot. Some of them have been kind of tight, but we've always found a spot, and a spot we enjoyed. So maybe that didn't really cover a lot of what we're talking about. But motorhome is, I would say in a nutshell, is more for the people that stay shorter periods of time and spend more time traveling on the road, moving. Your fifth wheels can travel every bit as good as a Class A motorhome. But I think they give you a little more room, so if you don't travel as much and you spend more time stopped, kind of like we're doing now, but you know, more than 2 weeks to a month or a season, fifth wheel may be your best choice. You can get a pretty high-end fifth wheel and a pretty high-end pickup and be well under $100,000. And puppy dog is sure worried about her mama. Come on, take her. We're gonna catch up with her. But anyway, in a nutshell, if you got 50 to whatever, to buy your rig, you got your bills paid off, and you got at least $40,000 a year income, I think this is a lifestyle to give serious consideration to. Yeah, we find it very enjoyable. We don't seem to be missing anything. Now, this year we got to visit with our family and a lot of friends as we was traveling down the West Coast, because that's where everybody's at. On the East Coast, we have only a couple of friends and only a couple of family members. It's going to be a little sparse in between meeting up with friends and family. So it'll be new friends that we have to make along the way, which will be fun. So hope this video helps you a little bit. I'm just about back to the campsite, so I'm going to sign off. And if you subscribe to our video, if you want to see if you enjoyed this video and you want to see the next ones, talking more about the Class A that we know about, the items you have to purchase to make it work, you know, getting you a tow vehicle, a tow bar, auxiliary brake system, all that kind of stuff. That'll probably be our next video here in another week or two. Probably going to make it whenever we hook up and move to our next site, so I can use that footage. What you doing, Tinker? What you doing, buddy? Come on, let's go. So I can use that footage and show how hooking up your car and stuff works. Anyway, subscribe to the video if you like it. You know, give it a thumbs up. And good luck in your adventure of full-time RVing. And if you plan on doing it, let us know what you decide to purchase and why. All right.